Welcome, battlers, to Team Rocket Episode 3. We have some awesome matches today. In round 1, I'm going to open Bronzong against Golbat. So, my Bronzong has Confusion, Psyshock, and Bulldoze. This Golbat is going to get to a charge move first, so we do decide to shield. It is Air Cutter, so I'm going to go here for the Psyshock, and let's see how we do. It is super effective, so it does do well against the Golbat. A few more Confusions take it down, and we have a Psyshock ready. I actually fire off a Bulldoze here, which is the wrong move. Scyther is a bug and flying type, so it does not take damage from that Bulldoze hardly at all. I should have gone with the Psyshock there. That's okay because we have Bastiodon. I bring in Bastiodon here, a couple of Smackdowns. We do shield this X-Scissor, but these Smackdowns are rock type attacks, and Scyther being a bug and flying is going to take double super effective damage from these. A few more Smackdowns take it down, and out comes Gyarados. Now, if Gyarados has Waterfall, this is a very precarious situation. I am going to fire off the Stone Edge. Gyarados is part flying type, and we do learn that it has Bite. I'm feeling pretty good about this matchup here. With Probopass, I'm going to fire the Thunderbolt. Because Gyarados is flying and water, it takes double super effective damage, and we are able to take down that Gyarados and beat Grunt round 1. Going into round 2, we do open with a Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate is a dark and normal type, and we're facing off against Ralts here. Ralts has Confusion, but our bites are doing really good damage to it because it is a psychic type. A few more bites here take it down. The next Pokemon comes in, and it is Drowsy. We're going to fire off Crunch against Drowsy here, and it should do really good damage, and it does. A few more bites, and Drowsy is using Pound. We get really close, but we end up getting taken down. Out comes Drapion. One Infestation takes down Drowsy, and then in comes Kirlia. This is the first time I've seen a Kirlia in the Team Rocket battles. I'm trying to go for the Crunch, but our fast moves get it so weak that I'm able to use the Aqua Tail to finish it off. We take round 2 against the Grunts here by taking down Kirlia. Round 3 is a very special match for a couple of reasons you're going to see here in a moment. I open with Swampert. My Swampert here has Mudshot, Surf, and Earthquake. It is not the Community Day Hydro Cannon, but Surf does really well all the same against a Rattata. So I'm going to fire off here an Earthquake against Marowak. Marowak is a ground type and Earthquake is a ground type attack. I switch in here to my Swampert. This one does have the Hydro Cannon, and we take down that Marowak with one Hydro Cannon attack. In comes Marowak number 2. Mud Slaps hurt, but I have a Hydro Cannon ready. I actually over-farmed here by doing more fast moves than I needed, and I actually have a second Hydro Cannon ready because of it. So we take down that double Marowak combo, and this turns out to be our 100th Team Rocket battle win. We get a Rattata, of course. It's fitting. Meowth, that's right. Going into round 4, I decide to open Wigglytuff. He opens with Drowsy. My Wigglytuff is carrying Charm, and that does do well against Drowsy's Psychic typing, but we are going to take a beating the entire way. I do decide to shield here because once Wigglytuff has a charge move, that's probably the only charge move it's going to get due to the fact that Charm charges it so slowly. So in comes a Play Rough here, or Dazzling Gleam, excuse me, against the Drowsy. It does good damage, and I switch out my Wigglytuff. In comes Clefable, another Charmer. So Clefable is going to use some charms here on this Hypno. I'm trying to get to the Dazzling Gleam, and we do. I'm not sure if it's enough though. Hypno actually takes that, and it only takes about a quarter of its life. So a few more charms, and our Clefable goes down. In comes Alolan Raticate. Psychic is also weak to Dark, so Alolan Raticate is a great choice to face off against Psychics like Hypno and Drowsy. 101 out of 1,000. It's going to be a while before we get to 1,000 Team Rocket matches. If you want me to keep making these videos, let me know in the comments. Here we go with Celio against Cubone. Cubone is a ground type, and Celio is a water and ice. I'm going to bring in Dugong here, and these Frost Breaths are doing well. This is actually a legacy Dugong that I traded with one of my friends from Mississippi. This is Little Mermaid. So Little Mermaid uses a few more, and in comes another Cubone. I'm going to go here for the Icy Wind. Icy Wind is super effective against the Cubone. In comes Mama Marowak, and we're going to fire off another Icy Wind. Ice is super effective to ground, which is why I chose these Pokemon. Here comes another Icy Wind. Let's see if it's enough. It does good damage. I'm going to do a fast switch into Celio because we had all that energy from earlier, and one Aurora Beam will finish this match. Guys, Wigglytuff has something to say. We're about to see a Wigglytuff sweep. Here comes Wigglytuff with Charm against the Dragons. Bring on the Dragons. Dratini is going to take 3, 4, 5 Charms and it gets KO'd. In comes Dratini round 2. 5 Charms and it gets KO'd as well. Behind it is the big bad Dragonair, one of my favorite Pokemon. We're going to use a few Charms here. Those Dragon Breaths are really hurting, so we have to use our Ice Beam. Dragon is weak to Ice and Fairy, so we use Wigglytuff to sweep an entire Dragon team there. Very impressive. Going into this round, we are using the Pond Pokemon. I have Politoed and Whiscash. Politoed is going to go here against a Houndour. I'm trying to get to the Surf, but the Houndour is doing really a huge amounts of damage against us. The Surf is enough to take it down, and out comes a Houndoom. I'm going to fire off another Surf here. This does decently well against the Houndoom, but it is not quite enough. I do bring in Whiscash here. A Fire is also weak to ground in addition to water, so Whiscash is a great choice here. He does use a few Snarls. In comes Charmeleon. If I really play this perfectly, we can win. Let's see if we can pull it off. So, one Mud Bomb, a couple more Mud Shots. Here comes another Mud Bomb against this Charmeleon. As you know, the Team Rocket Pokemon gets stunned after a charge move, which allows us to pull out the win. Going into this next set of battles, we're using a very unique Pokemon called Sableye. Sableye is Ghost and Dark, and we're about to see a Sableye sweep. Here comes Sableye against Ralts. It's using Shadow Claw here, and Ralts is a Psychic, so it takes it down really quick. We banked a lot of energy, and in comes Drowsy. Let's see if we can bank some more. This Drowsy does no Pound, so it's not doing very effective damage against Sableye at all. A few more Shadow Claws here, and we do have to shield this charge attack. It is Size Shock, and just to be safe, we do burn the shield. Here comes Hypno. A few Shadow Claws here. We're going to get to a Foul Play. Let's see how many it takes to take down Hypno. A couple more Shadow Claws. Here comes another Foul Play. A couple more Shadow Claws. We get to a third Foul Play to take down this Hypno. With the Team Rocket battles, it's all about pacing. If you're able to sneak in a few fast moves to get some extra energy, it gives you a great advantage. Keep that in mind as well when you play PvP against your friends. Going into this round, I'm going to open with Swalot. Here comes Drowsy. So Infestation is a good move, however, Swalot is part poison, and this Drowsy knows Confusion, so I had to get out of there really quick. In comes Wigglytuff. He's going to fire off a charge attack, which is Size Shock. I do decide to shield and use one more charm to take down this Drowsy. In comes another Drowsy. I'm going to fire off the Dazzling Gleam here. Let's see if it's enough. We almost take down that Drowsy, but because of that pause, we're able to get to a couple more charms. In comes Hypno, and we almost get to the Ice Beam, but it takes us down. I'm going to bring in Lanoon here. Lanoon does have Shadow Claw, Thunder, and Grass Knot. So, we fire off the Thunder. It does a decent amount of damage against Hypno. I'm going to switch to save myself a little bit of time. In comes Swalot with a Sludge Bomb. We are working that Hypno down, but this is still really close, guys. I bring in Lanoon here, and a couple of Shadow Claws finish off Hypno. We are headed into our last battle of the game. This is a very interesting one. I open Toxicroak, he opens Charmander. Charmander's a fire type, so I'm trying to get to this Mud Bomb as fast as I can, but Charmander is giving us the work, guys. We are really weak after that fight. I'm going to switch here into my Weather Ball, into my Sunny Castiform with Weather Ball. I'm going to use this charge move here, and it does good damage against Ivysaur. I'm trying to get to another one, but Razor Leaf just eats us up. in comes Big Bad Abomasnow. You'll probably recognize Abomasnow from Tempest Cup. It is a Razor Leaf user, Grass and Ice. In comes Blastoise. I'm going to go here for the charge move, and Energy Ball lands. It's not enough, though. A couple more Razor Leafs, and we get taken down. In comes Toxicroak. A few counters here, and a simultaneous KO. We actually tie with this Rocket, but we get the win anyway. So that was a lot of fun. That was my first ever Team Rocket tie. Guys, I intend these videos to be a gateway to a broader PvP audience. If general players see this and they learn more about the typings and counters that I'm using to battle these rockets, maybe they'll try out PvP. So, if you like this video, if you have friends who like to battle Team Rocket and they're not really into PvP, please share it with them. I have 2 others as well. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Team Rocket Episode 3 is a wrap.